Hey everyone, it's Iros here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, guys, we're going to be doing the rundown of the list of top 5 budget guns to use if you're a little bit poor on the game right now and you need to do some runs to actually make some money. So what I've done here is today, guys, I've put together 5 different weapons for this. 5 weapons that I personally think are the top ones for budget runs. Now, what I'm going to do is, guys, I'm going to show you exactly where the cheapest place to buy these guns from will be, and the exact modifications I make to each and every single gun to make it basically a powerhouse without spending too much money, and which ammo to use or which ammos are the best to use for each one. So without further ado, guys, if you would hit that like down below, make sure you have subscribed to the channel and get straight into this list right now. So then, guys, everything on this list can be bought through the traders or your contacts, which, if you're not sure, you're completely new to the game, you don't know what I'm talking about. On the left here, you've got character, contacts, gunsmith, go to contacts, and these are the traders, the people you get the missions from. And this is where we're going to go to buy all the guns today. Now, in at number 5, guys, is a very, very versatile, very, very powerful weapon, which costs next to nothing. Now, you can see it right here, which is the double barrel shotgun, the SBR3 110. Now, you can actually buy this for literally 1,000 coin. It costs no money whatsoever. So once you've bought that, guys, I'm not going to show you the gunsmith because with the SBR, there is literally nothing to be done to it. You can put a charm on it. You can't actually change anything. You can't put a scope on anything. But trust me when I say it, it doesn't need it. Now, when it comes to ammo on this, guys, you've got so many different choices of ammo on here that you can sort of mess around with. Now, when it comes to really cheap, obviously, you've got really cheap ones. You've got a Grizzly slug, you've got a Rip slug, you've got LED slug, you've got Type 8, Type 7, very, very cheap ones that you can use. Now, I would recommend, if you're going to go for the legs on people, you're going for the double tap on the legs to knock someone straight to the floor to get the Type 8 buckshot. Now, it's very, very powerful. You can also buy it off the vendor for literally 55 coin per shell, which is very, very cheap. You can get like 10 for 500 odd, you know what I mean? You're gonna be able to buy a lot of this ammo to carry into a match with you. Now, if you're like me sometimes and you can't manage to actually aim for people's legs, you want to go for the slug. So I would recommend get either the GT slug, which is got a lot of penetration for armor, or if you're feeling, like you're not going to miss any shots, definitely go for the AP slug. It still works out quite cheap, even if you're buying quite a few. Say 60 is still 20k, so that would be 21k in total for the gun and ammo, which is not bad at all if you're really, really poor. Now, guys, we're going to move on to the next one now. And guys, the next one on my list at number 4 is, of course, the Moen. The powerhouse that is the Moen. Now, Vladin sells these, thankfully, and you don't have to trade for them or anything. You can literally buy a Moen for 6,131. At least that's how much it is right now. Thankfully, I've already bought one, so I'm just going to jump straight into my warehouse. I'm going to show you exactly what I've done to this one to make it a lot better. Now, obviously, we're going for cheapness. I'm not going to put a massively long scope on it. However, very important, guys, you remember to put a suppressor on. If you watch my clips a lot, you'll know that a lot of the people that I kill are using guns without suppressors on. It really does give away a position and leaves you open to a headshot from another sniper. So if you're running around without a suppressor on, just remember exactly how loud the Moen is. So it does pay you to put a suppressor on. Even if you get the adapter and put one of the other suppressors on, something like that. I personally find the Moen suppressor to be the best one to put on. Now, I wouldn't bother changing its body or anything. At the standard's usually quite fine. But when it comes to the actual scope, you want to make sure you put the Moen sort of bar or whatever it is on here. And then get the 3.5 and then the 3.5 again. This is going to cost you about 25k in total to mod it. Maybe less, depending on how much the suppressors are at the time of making. But that is literally it. And when you get out of there, of course, you want some ammo to use. Now, there's only 2 types of ammo I would use on the Moen, especially for a cheap run. And I would not go anywhere near T46M. It's not very good. It's only worth shooting bots of it. Unless you find a player with his face shield up or something like that, it's kind of useless. It's not going to one-tap a helmet. Now, I would recommend you either go LPS, which is obviously a budget golden ammo level 4, or if you're feeling a bit more rich, you've got a bit extra cash, you know what I mean, go for the 7BT one, which is what I use. It literally one-shots mostly everybody in the head, except if they're wearing tier 6. And of course, if you're going for the chest, the 7BT one, T1 will double tap. LPS sometimes takes 3 shots if you're not very accurate and you do hit in the arm. So either of them 2 ammos are perfectly acceptable to use with this gun. So next, guys, number 3 on the list of cheap loadout / guns to use when you're poor is, of course, if you go to Thomas Edward here and buy an MP5. Very, very underrated, the MP5. You don't need to fully kit one of these things for it to be absolutely amazing. Now, if I go into my character warehouse here, I've already got one ready for you down here. If I go to modify, you'll notice that I've done very, very little to this entirely. Literally all I've done is put a suppressor on. Again, like I say, the noise does help, especially if you're being stealthy and you want to creep around taking out players that are unaware. With your really budget gun, a suppressor is paramount for your success. So I've literally put a suppressor on this. I haven't changed literally anything else. If you're not very confident with iron sights, guys, you can go over here, put the reel on, and then put a red dot on of some description if that's what you need to do. If you need that for the aiming, then obviously go ahead and put that on. That's going to help you. I personally find if I'm playing like this, the iron sight is usually good enough because I'm quite close to people. But you can see the basic stats over here is still pretty good the way it is. Now when it comes to ammo for the MP5, guys, you've got several options here. And realistically speaking, if we're going for cheapness, I wouldn't go anywhere near the AP 6.3 or the 7M31. You're going to spend a lot of money buying these bullets, you know, you're going to spend a hell of a lot more than you're spending on the gun, your armour and everything like that, just to get a decent amount. I would probably stick to either PST, which is the armour penetration, or the Dum Dum at the bottom here. Now the Dum Dum, if you're not familiar with that, is the best ammo to aim for the legs. If you're going to leg people, you know, shoot them down below, just take them out really, really fast. You can do it with the PSO, but it is a bit slower, and sometimes people have a bit more chance to actually react and shoot you back before you manage to take them down. So if you're going for legs, go for Dum Dum. PST, if you're running 30 round mags, you can even run the 50 rounds if you've got a little bit extra cash. The PST will take down armour relatively easily. A full 30 round mag, maybe it's not even the full thing, will penetrate through a tier 4 armour chest and absolutely kill someone. Same as helmets and stuff like that, very good at penetrating people's face shields. Once you get into the tier 5 and the tier 6 and stuff, it doesn't work quite as well, but if you're quite fast and you're nimble and you can circle around someone, a couple of rounds, a couple of magazines of PST will still take down a tier 6 player. Trust me, I've done it before. But yeah, that is literally all I can really say about the MP5. It's one of my favourite SMGs to use because you don't need to do much to it. Right, guys, in at number 2, if we go down to Randall Fisher here, I'm going to go to buy. I've already bought it because I've just bought one ready. But the BM59 is very, very underrated. Not a lot of people know just how good this DMR actually is. So you can go ahead and buy one of these. They're relatively cheap to buy. I've already done it and I've already kitted it out ready for you just for this video, guys. How lucky are you? Anyway, I've come up with my list here and we've got the BM59. Now, if we go to modify, guys, I've changed a couple of things to its original design, but not much. I've put a 6x scope on it with the 30mm reel for the scope. 6 times or 7 times is usually the maximum I'll go to with the BM59, because as you can see, its effective range is only 86, so you will get a bit bullet drop if you're going over them distances. Say with a 20 times or a 16 times, it's a bit too far for them to reach, and you will have to compensate that by aiming upwards a bit, and of course then you get shot decay and stuff like that. So it's a medium range to close range DMR, which is very, very powerful, very, very fast firing, which is why I would also recommend you then put the 20 round mags on. And of course, suppressor, very, very important for this gun. Now, when it comes to ammo, guys, if you're going for the cheap run, I would probably go for BPZ because it's a relatively cheap one, and with 20 rounds you can pump a lot of ones into a target and take them down easily. I've seen a lot of people use UN. I don't know why people use UN, it's completely stupid. I wouldn't use UN. But at the most, go for M80 or M62. M62, M61, obviously very expensive ammos. If you're trying to budget it, I would stick to either M80 or BPZ. So then guys, lastly on this list, the top cheap gun in my opinion. This is of course, this entire video is based off what I think and what I experienced day to day playing the game. This is the best gun to use in my opinion. Now, you can see I've got a little kit on here. I've currently got cheap armor on. I've got obviously a headset, need the headset. I've got cheap kit and stuff like this. This is like sort of a opportunity killer player, take that stuff, extract sort of loadout. And you can see I've got an M14 here, and I've also got one here. I've got to modify it here. This is a flat basic M14, which I got from, if I go back to contacts and back to Randall, you can see I've already bought it, but at the top here, it literally costs absolutely nothing to buy this. You're looking at like less than 10k to actually buy the M14 just like that. And then once you come to mod it, it will cost you a bit for the scope and stuff like that, but trust us when I see it, it's very, very worth it. Now if I just scroll back up here and go to the modify, as you can see, I've changed this adapter to put a suppressor on. I've took out that because you don't need it. And then all I've done is I've put a holographic reel on, I put the 30mm, and then I put a 6x scope on. And that's literally it. Very, very effective. It's got very, very effective range and stuff like this. Just like that. Very, very good. Now, as it comes to ammo again, I tend to use the M80 in this gun, but you can go BPZ as well. Anyway, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, guys, please do leave a like down below. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel and let us know in the comments if you want any more videos exactly like this one, and I'll try my best to pump them out, so to speak. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.